Hello everyone, welcome back to the 7th video of our Python for Beginners series by DevOps Pro. If you are new here, make sure to check out our previous videos where we covered Python basics like hello world, variables, operators and much more. Today's topic is a super useful function, the input function that helps you in taking data from the user, and we will implement it practically. By end of this video, along with understanding the input function, you will also have learned how to use it in real world examples. So without any further delay, let's get started.
First, let's understand what the input function is. The input function is a built-in function in Python that helps in taking any information from the user while the program is running. That means, if you want the user to input their name, age, or any number, you use the input function. Whatever input this function gets from the user is in the form of a string. Even if the user inputs a number, it will come in the form of a string initially. On the screen, you will see a simple example where the user is prompted, "What is your name?" Whatever the user inputs will be stored in the name variable. Then, we are greeting the user using the name they entered. So, if we input our name in the input, we will receive a greeting message personalized with our name. By now, you must have understood the basic use of the input function. But, this is just the beginning. Let's make it a little more interesting. Now that we have understood the basic use of the input function, the next step is to practically use it with variables. But here, it is important to understand a concept called typecasting. Let's break it down step by step. First, let's understand what typecasting is. In simple words, typecasting means converting one data type into another. For example, if we have taken a value in the form of a string as input, but we need to perform mathematical operations with that value, we have to convert that string into a number. In Python, this conversion is quite easy, thanks to typecasting functions like int, float, str, etc. The int function converts data into an integer, the float function into a floating point number, and the str function is used to convert any data into a string. As mentioned earlier, whatever value comes from the input function is always in the form of a string, even if the user enters a number. If you need to perform any calculation with that value, you need to convert it into a number using typecasting. For example, if we need to write a program that takes the user's name and age as input and calculates how many years are left until they turn 100. We can take the user's name into a name variable and their age into an age variable. But remember, whatever value comes from the input function will always be a string, even if the user enters a number. Now we need to calculate with the age, such as how many years are left until 100, so we need to convert the age from a string to an integer using the int function. Without this conversion, we won't be able to perform mathematical operations, because the value is still in string format. After converting the age into an integer, here we are doing a simple calculation, 100 minus age, which tells how many years are left until the user turns 100. And in the last line, we display a print message with the calculated years. So in this example, we input the age, converted it into an integer through typecasting, performed a calculation, and printed the result with a message. If you do not perform typecasting and directly perform calculations with string inputs, you will get a type error. Python throws an error when you try to perform operations between a string and an integer. So remember, whenever you need to perform calculations with the input, make sure you are converting values into the correct data type using functions like int, float, or str. This way, your program will work correctly. So far, we have covered several important Python concepts, such as the input, function, variables, and operators. Now, a slightly advanced and fun challenge awaits you, which will help you apply all these concepts together. You have to write a program where you need to take 3 inputs from the user. First, distance, where they will input how much distance they want to travel in kilometers, they will store it. Second, speed, where you will input at what speed you will travel in kilometers per hour, you will store it. Third, break time, where they will input for how long they will rest in minutes, they will store it. Then you have to calculate total travel time and total break time. You will get the total travel time by dividing distance by speed, and total break time by converting break time from minutes to hours and adding it to the total travel time. And finally, you have to print the result in the following format on the screen. The total journey will take, total journey time, hours including breaks. I am providing you with some default values that you can test in your program. You will take distance as 120 kilometers, speed as 60 kilometers per hour, and break time as 30 minutes.
Write your program, run it, and be sure to share your answers in the comments. I am excited to see your answers. Let me know in the comments if you have solved this challenge, and if you are stuck anywhere, you can ask your questions in the comments. And if you are unable to do this, don't worry, you will find the answers to this challenge in the GitHub repository. You can find the link in the description of any Python video. And make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss our next videos. Good luck with your challenge, and I will see you in the next video with more exciting Python concepts. Thank you.